Hey everybody, and welcome back to some more modded Minecraft. I would like to start off today's episode with a little bit of a disclaimer. I'm still trying to figure out how to effectively structure these modded episodes. It's so much different than vanilla in that everything's so much more tedious to craft and there's so many more steps. So I'm trying to find a good balance of showing stuff on camera and not making you watch me do all the crafting and grinding and resource gathering, etc., etc. But with that in mind, I'm gonna try to fine tune it and get more of a pattern for the episodes over the next few, because I'm really enjoying this. So this might be a longer running series than I originally thought. But with that out of the way, let's do some stuff. So first thing I think we'll do is kind of show what I did between episodes, and the main thing is this storm cellar here. I got these cobblestone, what are they going to be called? Covers, to raise the ground a little bit and be even with this trapdoor. But down here is where I'm going to keep all of my food. So it's kind of like a storage cellar. And I actually forgot about these. These are some of the fruits you can get from Pam's Harvest Craft trees. Oops. Did not mean to do that. My bad. And I don't think I've got them all either. This is just what I've been able to find in the immediate area. But you can kind of see I tried to arrange them so they're with each other. Like these are all the leafy ones. I think these are the root vegetables. So hopefully they'll be easier to find down here. At some point, I'm going to have to take each one and do something like a micro farm and beef up the number of seeds I've got. Like I've only got 6 ginger. I think I've only got 2 curry leaves. So I'm going to have to work on that at some point. But I like the look of it down here. This isn't actually the floor upstairs. Oops. I doubled it up so it looks like it's the floor. But I only wanted it to be 3 blocks tall. And I like the way this looks with the full block and the half block. It makes it looks like there's a little bit of a work surface down here. But yeah, that's that. I've got 2 specific projects in mind for today. The first of which, maybe we'll sleep here in a second. This is going to be our food area, right? So the most important thing is going to be our food prep area, which in this case is going to be the kitchen. And that's what both of our projects are going to have to do with today. Let me sleep real quick. Get that out of the way. Doo-doo. Sleeping in the grass like a hobo. Oh, alright, it's morning. So I did my research on these more or less. So the kern is for grinding up things like peppercorns into pepper was the example I remember off the top of my head. I don't know if there are peppercorns in this mod pack. I'm not sure. The churn is obviously for making butter, and there might be a couple other things. The sink is essentially just a infinite water source, so we don't really need that in here. And the oven, I think it said it used cooking oil as fuel. So it's like a furnace, but it only cooks food and it uses cooking oil as fuel, I believe. And that really looks good in here, but we're going to move that somewhere else too. We're going to put that out here for the project we're going to do in the second half of the episode. Oops, give me that back. And that. So we have to replace all that stuff with something else for our kitchen area. And fortunately, I've got a kitchen in a box. I did a lot of resource gathering and crafted a bunch of the, what is this? Mr. Crayfish furniture kitchen items. So let me clean up my inventory real quick. So I've got some room for all of it. I don't need you. Where did I get that? I think I killed one of those little Endermen. The babies. That should be fun. But I crafted a lot of the Mr. Crayfish items. So let's get the main stuff and kind of orient our kitchen here. Well, I guess let's do the appliances first. We want our oven maybe right here. And we've got the range. No, that's the range, the overhead suction thing. So we can put a counter on either side of that, maybe. And the dishwasher we can put here, right next to our sink. And we can turn this into an infinite water source too if we put a water block underneath it. But that's going to be tricky because we've got the cellar down there. That's the word I was looking for. And last but not least, we got to put the fridge. We'll probably just do that right there. And something I noticed about this, I remember the fridge. I don't remember the freezer, which I guess is the bottom block. I'll need to look into that some. So we can just place the rest of the counters around here. Yeah, that's a cozy little kitchen, and I've got some cabinets to go above. This is going to bother me, accidentally walking up onto the counters. Maybe I can use the cabinets to deter that. Something else I didn't mention, I put a door back here. So it's like a walk-through kitchen, which I really like. It's a little tight. It's kind of like a galley kitchen. But that's not so bad looking. We've got some more toys in here too. Chopping board, I think, is something you can place. Oh, I'm not going to be able to place anything there because of the blinds, am I? Yep. Can I place that on there? No. Okay. Well, maybe we'll put this in storage. But what we do have we can place on the counters are a toaster. Bong. We'll put the microwave down. Everything is made of solid iron, apparently. And we've got a blender. Voice crack. That looks a little weird. Maybe I'll put that in storage too. And a cookie jar. Oops. Well, I'll just place it so you can see it. That's what it looks like. I don't have any cookies, so we'll put that in storage too. Anything else? I made a plate because there are plates in this mod, and you can. I think you can put food on them, right? Yeah. I don't know what the purpose of them is, but I have a plate. I'll put a plate up here. And the rest of this stuff is all the Pam's Harvest Craft crafting tools, I guess you would call them. So for that, I want to make a few of the Tinker's Construct drying racks so we can hang some of them up. So let's do that real quick. Nope. Slab. I think it's slabs, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. That owl has not moved since I came out here. Let's put, well, I guess I don't have a whole lot of room. I can put one there, and maybe put a couple there. I don't think that'll look too bad. Does this actually light up? Oh, shoot. Well, that's... What? Okay. Does this light? I might need to come up with another lighting situation. But let's put up some of these utensils. I think... I know this is used a lot. I think this is used a lot, and maybe this. So those will be the three that we hang up. And can I place stuff here anymore? I can't. Interesting. And that doesn't make sense. You wouldn't hang up a cutting board. What are you doing? I'll hang up the skillet right next to the stove. They are really big. I don't know if I like that. Can I like place it on the counter somewhere? No? Oh well. Pot. And I don't know. Saucepan. Put that over here. And we'll put the rest of them in storage. Let's see. I'll put them in here. This will be our utensil cabinet, and we'll stick those in there too. So that's our cute little indoor kitchen. So now that we have an indoor kitchen, let's move on to something a little bit bigger. So something you'll see when you drive around the southeastern United States fairly often are these just chimneys standing in the middle of fields by themselves that are left over from old houses that have burned down, and the chimney doesn't burn down because it's made of rocks. So it just stays there standing up in the middle of the field. And every once in a while you'll see where someone, I guess the word is upcycles it to make use of it. You'll see people turn them into turn them into grills or fire pits or like pizza ovens I've seen, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for here. It's the same style as this chimney, so we can pretend that this house burned down and they built a new one. But essentially what I want to do out here is turn this into like an outdoor kitchen or barbecue kind of space. Mostly for decoration, but also we don't really have a place in the house for these Pam's machines, I guess you would call them. So that'll be a good place for us to put them out here. And we'll dress it up a little bit. We'll put a roof over it with some posts, maybe like a wall, just to sort of enclose it, but still be open air. So let me mess around with some ideas and see if I can't come up with something for us to go off of. Alright, I think I've got a few ideas that will work out alright. Let's come out from here, maybe 3 blocks, and then we'll do a little bit of not really a retaining wall, because, well, I might bring the dirt out here just to make it look a little bit better. I think we'll come in one more and bring this all the way, maybe out to here. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is have a covered section that's gonna be in like an L shape, I think. So we'll have the back part supported off of this little wall here, and then maybe we'll come out to here. Well, what will this be? Just 2. So we'll do that. Then it'll be here, and maybe a couple other places, just randomly. Well, maybe not randomly. I don't know. 2, 2, 2. That's pretty close. But let's take our hammer and make these the big fellas. And then on top of these will be these, I think. These might be too big. Yeah, they're kind of big. Let's just make them this size. See, this is what happens when I do things on camera. Very slow going. But on top of that, we're gonna do, alright. We're gonna have more barriers, but those are gonna be smaller, sort of like this style, but not the decorative on the bottom. I don't think. I might do that. That does look pretty good. So now we've got something weird looking like this. We're gonna make all of these stone, and then I'm thinking about using this material for the roof, but I think I'm going to use some covers, I think is what they're called. Maybe panels. Covers might be too thin. So let's try, see what that looks like. Bring this all the way down. I'm already liking the way it looks. Yes, I think that's it. I'll need to make quite a few more. But you get the gist of it. I'm not sure what material I'll use here. Maybe the mangrove to kind of tie it into the house. But let me finish this covered area real quick. Ta-da! I did it. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Next thing we want to do is change the flooring out here. I haven't really thought about flooring options. I know there's some like dirt bricks. Maybe something like this. Let's see what that would look like. It's mainly for the walkway around here underneath the covered area. Oh! I sprung a leak. Maybe I should try it on this area over here first. So we used this block in our last modded series. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like it blocked up together like it is there. What other options do we have? Chisel. Maybe these dirt bricks? These are kind of smaller. Oops. Sure. I think that'll be fine. Oh, ouch! What in the world? Rude. I guess I did that to myself. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, need to sleep. Nappy time. What else do I want to do out here? I think I'm gonna pull this out into the... I guess we got a little bit of a courtyard area going on here now. And then after that, I think we'll place our machines and do a little bit of decorating. How's that sound? I think this is how I want it set up. So we've got this courtyard area here and this covered area. Right now it's more just a walkway, but I think at some point I'll put some storage barrels or something up under here. And then we've got a little wall coming off the actual chimney. Something else I forgot to do. Oops. Maybe put a fire in the fireplace. Can't do it in the house. Oh, I can do it in the house. I've got fire spread turned off for this series. But stuff still catches fire. It just doesn't burn. So it looks kind of weird. Hopefully this corner here will be alright. But this is going to be like our cook prep area. So I think this would be a good place for all of our machines. I'll just throw some of this stuff in there. Let's grab all of these. Still good. That's kind of a pretty block. I like that. The oven. I was thinking maybe we could put it in there, but that's too pretty to hide. We'll keep it out here. Churn. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe we'll put the water bucket over here. Not the water bucket, the water source. I think that's what it is, right? Yeah, just endless water source. So that's cool. Do we have anything else in here? These apiaries. These aren't for the kitchen necessarily, but they are Pam's stuff that we will need for certain recipes. We will do stuff with bees later on in the series from the forestry mod, but Pam's also has some bee stuff, and I think I've got a queen down here that I found from one of the hives that spawns, and I feel like there's another hive over there somewhere, but the queen, yep, I think that's it. We'll run over here just for a second to see if there was another hive so you can see what they look like. Yep, here we got a Pam's Harvest Craft beehive, and if you break it, you get a, yep, you get a queen. So if you put these queens in the apiaries, they generate honey, I think. And there's quite a few recipes that require honey. And I'm not sure if they... Is that all you have to do? Is put the bee in there? Recipes. Oh, okay. So they can make wax combs, honeycombs, and bee grubs. What do I do with bee grubs? Oh, I can make queens. Okay, I wonder if they like deteriorate over time. Interesting. Well, I'm going to assume for now that they just make stuff by themselves over time, so we'll leave them here. We might dress that up a little bit at some point, and I think I do want to pull the dirt out to where it meets up with this wall. Like that, and do the same thing over here. But I think, unless I'm, let's look through here again real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. Pot. Can you make a pot? No, you cannot make a pot. Okay. The only other thing I can think of is one of the main ingredients for, well, not main ingredients, but ingredients that you use a lot is salt. So maybe we could have an area for salt storage out here somewhere. Maybe right here. Let's see what this would look like. This is all off the cuff. I don't really know what I'm doing or thinking. We'll see. It will need to be covered, so we'll need to extend that back a little bit. But what if, and I don't, actually, pause button, let me actually go get some salt. So I did not find an inordinate amount of them, but I didn't have to look all that long to find a few. And hopefully this will be enough to make a salt block, and I think I have silk touch. Yeah, so we'll have to break these with the hammer. I think exactly enough for one block. So we got this compressed salt block. That's a pretty block, actually. But what I was thinking, we'll have to get more, but like right here, do I have any more carpenter's blocks? One. But we could do, well, let me see if I can actually place these in carpenter's blocks. Yeah, so we could have a little, like a mound of salt here, which I don't know that I can rationalize into a realistic situation, but it's just another little detail thing that will relate to this whole area. But I'm pretty happy with this. I might dress this chimney up a little bit. I might do something with this. I might have a walkway maybe that comes up here. That could be cool. But one other thing I wanted to do before we left is go upstairs, because I forgot to show this off. Got myself a little bedroom here since I have to be living here for the time being. It feels a lot more stark now. Oh, what am I stuck in? Then I realized I do not have many books. Got my little TV. Watch some He-Man. Is that He-Man? I don't actually know. But yeah, that's the house. So all that's left to do is the living room here, and I'll probably, standing on the kitchen counter, very rude, probably go back to Mr. Crayfish for that. But I'm happy with this. I think this looks really cool. Something I didn't think of is storage for out here, but I'll get to all that later. I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed, and we will catch you again in the next one. Bye-bye.